we all know that one thing that we don't have any other country. Peace in the land, there is peace at our workplace, and there will also be a peace in our home. And that is why the parliament has dared to intervene and see how we can provide a solution, a win-win solution to the crisis. We don't see this as a crisis. We look at this as a family matter that all of us are aware today. We don't have to pretend that there's a lot of tension in this country today. Why the government of today are trying to put a lot of things in place. The masses are sovereign and they are crying. And they cry to us. And their cries reach our ears. And we have to ensure that we don't add to the already tense tension in the country. And that is why we have called for this meeting. Because why we called this meeting was that the committee read in the newspapers that the union are planning to go on strike on Monday based on the outstanding issues that concern the welfare of the staff. And it was based on that we reacted swiftly by sending message to the union that if we can meet today to prevent that tomorrow strike. So it's basically us and you. Why the DG of NiMeT and other management people of NiMeT will now tell us how we can resolve it.
We want to sincerely express our appreciation for your prompt response to this very issue. This is by inviting us today, since you said you just started on Thursday and invited us, and we appreciate that you are calling us to see to how we can lay this matter to rest. As far as we are concerned, nobody is interested in going on strike. Nobody is interested in disturbing the peace of the workplace if the right thing is done. This matter has lingered on for at least about 4 years now. We will go living on that promise, and that promise will never be fulfilled. But I'm very sorry, sir. It has always been this type of approach that we have been having over the years. That is, if we call for a strike, and the strike is coming up tomorrow, just as it is now, we'll be invited today, and they try to stop this strike. We have witnessed that not once, not twice, not thrice. So, and they say once beaten, twice shy. There is no amount, even with the minister, even with this house, but nothing has really happened. So for us, we have 3 major demands, which we are pushing to this organization, and we are sending a letter to that effect. That if those demands are met, even now, if they are met, as far as we are concerned, there is no need. Like I told you earlier that we don't even need to go on any strike. Because ordinarily, if what belongs to us is given to us, nobody is ready to go on all this. One, the outstanding 42 months areas of consequential adjustment to be fully liquidated. We are not going to take stories now that you are going to pay 2 months or pay 3 months. No stories, sir. The 42 months that is outstanding to be fully liquidated. That is one business. Then they are operating on very funny salary structure for NiMeT. They call it CONIMET. I must tell you sincerely, sir, that in all the aviation industry in Nigeria, all the aviation NiMeT is the poorest paid worker in the whole of aviation industry. You can check what I'm saying. All the aviation industry, I want to repeat it, NiMeT is the poorest paid. And if you look at the functions we perform in NiMeT, it is so enormous. Because for a flight to go, they need to get some kind of information from NiMeT to give them weather reports and the whole of all those things for them to fly. You can see the importance. Not to talk of some other issues related to agriculture and so many other areas that NiMeT works on. But still, NiMeT remains the poorest paid worker. The federal government keep giving consequential adjustment and all those things, even the recent 35% increase and all those things, NiMeT is not enjoying all those. They will pay to others, they will not pay to NiMeT. And they will come and tell us that it is because the salary scale that NiMeT is using is unique. It's just, they just call it CONIMET. That CONIMET is unique to NiMeT. And when there is an increase across the whole federation, they will just tell you that they don't know that CONIMET. And CONIMET will not be within those people that their salaries are being increased or any other thing. So we don't want that CONIMET. Yes, we don't want the CONIMET is increased. Yes, the third one is that our condition of service is outdated and obsolete. As a result of that, we want a situation where a committee should be put in place immediately to discuss the issue of condition of service for the NiMeT workers, because the one we are using can no longer meet up with the current situation. So, in a nutshell, these are our 3 demands. I want to thank you so much for listening to us. We appreciate you all. We also thank the management and everybody that is here for hearing us out. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. There was a threat of strike. And I've been in NiMeT. This is very important for you to note. I was in NiMeT as a director for 2 years. Before being appointed as a DG. In the course of that 2 years, I don't know, maybe it's not a union thing. I never attended any meeting. I didn't know anything about this issue of 45 months. Now, it may not be, not saying it's a union's fault, but as something that has been lingering for 4 years, during my time as a director, I never sat in any meeting about this issue. So when we resumed office, because the entire management was like new management, within 1 month, there was a threat of strike. We immediately swung into action. I was surprised the comrade said there was no meeting. We called a meeting. It was a very productive management meeting. In that was both January and March. In the conference hall. The entire management, the entire directors are aware of this issue. All of us are working together on this issue. Nobody in NiMeT will say they don't know about this 45 months and what we've been doing. So I want you to put it in perspective with me being in NiMeT for 2 years. I've never attended any meeting of such. But within 4 months, I can, and I will allow the management here, the DFA, because he's the soldier, always in budget office, Minister of Finance, IPA, PIS. Within 4 months, the entire management has seen the effect of what this management will do on this. And I'm very confident that we'll pay, this payment will be paid. Now, another issue I want to address, so that same way to get everything in this right perspective. This is not directly a NiMeT problem. So to say that NiMeT will pay from IGR, I mean, you're boxing the management up and you want to put us in trouble. This is a federal government issue. But we understand as management, we have to lead because it's the cost of our workforce. It's a terrible thing to happen. And in the course of the investigation of this matter, we also found out that it's not only NiMeT that is being owed. Because the meeting we held, we all resolved, there was a resolution. Now, there's a difference from resolution and an agreement. We had a meeting and we had a resolution. We all signed it. In that meeting, they were trying to box me to agree to something. I said, no, I am new here. I have to interact with the relevant stakeholders. With you, we have to make that process transparent. That was actually the objective of that meeting.
4 years of their salary adjustments for 45 months, totaling 817,287,164 naira 81 kobo. 817,287,164 naira 81 kobo. This has been approved. The management wrote to the ministry, the budget office, And there was a committee, presidential committee on salary review, which was chaired by the Minister of Finance. And this request was approved that this amount should be paid. Based on that approval, we got into action to follow up and ensure that this money is being paid. Upon our resumption January this year, we got to know that the union wanted to go on strike. So when we investigated, we found out that it was as a result of something like this. The DG assigned myself and the director of HR, alongside with the GM budget, who has been on ground before we came, to find out how it can be resolved. So we went back to where they were before we came in, which was at the budget office. Also to the Ministry of Labour, who advised us that we should alliance with the budget office and the IPPIS to see how we can resolve it. That is because DG told us that the workforce are his priority for now to ensure that this is resolved. Concerning the amount and where we are, that is the point. So because of that, a meeting was called with the NiMeT management. Some members of the union came from Lagos even to attend the meeting. Yes, as to counter the fact that he said there was no meeting all this while. We have had two meetings together. Then I personally, representing the DG, has had several meetings with the branch chapters of the union, and I've been updating them of the developments. The last development was that when we got to the budget office, the secretary to the committee informed us that the minister has approved our payment, but unfortunately, there are batches, and batch 1, 2, 3, 4 has been paid, 5 is in progress, and we happen to be in batch 6. And we happen to
repeat that area again for members who understand.
When we got to the budget, we understand that we are not the only one having this particular challenge. And the agencies were arranged in batches, and we happen to fall into batch 6. Batch 1, 2, 3, 4 has been paid totally, batch 5 in progress, and we happen to be in batch 6. So we should be patient.
Are those communicated to the union?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we have been following up. As at last week, I was still there. When he was on leave, I have summoned him out of his house, also to meet me there, just for us to follow up. And the last meeting we had was about 2 weeks ago. We had with the deputy director at the budget office, and she said we should bring the unions in. She told me to invite the unions alongside with us. Why are we always coming alone? We were there with the union on one occasion, but these other 2 occasions, they say they are not going with us. So that's where the challenge has been there with them. So the IPPIS also, because DG was fighting hard to see how we can resolve this, they also sent us to the IPPIS to ask, is there any way they can come in between to see this issue resolved, pending when the federal government can pay the money. But it's, of course, when we go to the IPPIS, every agency's salary paid to the IPPIS might definitely have some little excess, but it is not something that can be paid all at once for what we got from them. They say our salaries come monthly. When it comes this month, they will pay. Once they pay, if there's any limit, any little excess, it is refunded back to the federal government. So there was nothing they really can do for us. And I also communicated to the union. After I got feedback to my DG, he told me to let the union know, and I communicated to the union also. They are aware of that, sir. So we have done every effort humanly possible within our power so far to see that this issue be resolved. But because it's not a NiMeT issue, it's a federal, there's little we can do.
Why should you be putting them under the envelope system, like every other ministry? Because defense is seen as too important. Why would you put them under the envelope system? Well, the answer is very simple. We don't have that money as a country. You can only share your take to the extent of the size of your take. There is nothing you do to NiMeT now or the federal government to go outside that regime of payment where they have already put through and the 6 people to be paid. There's nothing, no amount of strike will take it. So instead of grinding this country to a halt, we'll simply plead with you. Since you people have negotiated up to the point where they say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 6th one will be at all. Chairman can plead that even if it means setting up a smaller committee to continue this dialogue with them, so that we can also speed it up. A lot of things may not happen at the NiMeT level, even the office of the Accountant General. You can also summon them as chairman of our committee. We can summon them to see whether we can double you from number 6 to number 3 in the national interest, so that you don't get overworked. So we can do that, Chairman. I think we can also put those levers to also bring in people from the Accountant General's office to see whether we can do other things to help them. So if we are making that kind of progress, it will be counterproductive. So say you are also going on strike. The moment you go on strike, DG, nobody will have this opportunity of knowing why they are going on strike. Everybody will blame it on the DG. NiMeT is on strike, and it is tarnishing in every respect. So all the efforts you have made and so on and so forth. Chairman, with a very kind permission, I've said this stop here.
Thank you very much, my.
That's two mentioned that said they want to respond. It is only that angle that you can adhere to them. You can consider that. Regarding the payment, as the leader said, we will do our best to try and negotiate with the budget office to up that number from 6 to 5. And regarding the third demand, which is vision of service, as my also said, it's something that you work with my chairman here. He's a very proactive chairman, and he's very bigger on that part. That's the third demand. Second demand, I just want to seek you, the DG, to consider that demand for the union so that they can succeed in one of this meeting can be resolved.
Please, I
sorry.
I want to join my other senior colleagues and the members that from what we have heard and seen, the management did anticipate or appreciate the efforts of the union. And from what they have done between January to May, they have started something, no matter how minute. I want to join and plead that they should be given some more time. Why on our side, the chairman will immediately summon the budget office and whoever is concerned to see when they will start with the payment for the 6th batch that you people are in. The other two issues, I think this one will have to take a bit of time. There should be a committee. You know, this is a parliament. We have to look at your acts. You don't just your condition of service. It's not something that can be just changed with a fiat. It's an act that must be revisited so that it will be updated. You have brought it to the notice of the parliament, and I think this is our own. We can assure you that this one will work with your management to look at the act and look at which part of it is obsolete. Then we'll work on an agreement to do something about it. Then the other salary structure, we'll have to find out from the Ministry of Finance to see why yours is different from what is. I think, Chairman, this is my view.
Yeah, thank you very much, my dear colleague. Any other comment from our 19th May 2024, the House of Representatives Committee on Aviation Technology met with labor unions and management team of Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NiMeT, led by the Director General, Professor Nosika, to discuss the proposed industrial strike by the NiMeT staff on the failure of the government to pay 45 months arrear of minimum wage consequential adjustment. After over 8 hours meetings, deliberation, discussion, the following resolutions are reached. That NiMeT will by tomorrow, Monday 28th, set up a committee on the review of the conditions of service of the NiMeT staff. This committee will include 2 members from the union, from the labor union. 2
From the 4 units.
2 members from the, you don't know the numbers of the committee yet. 2, that the House of Representatives Committee on Aviation Technology we set up a subcommittee to be chaired by the deputy chairman of this committee to liaise with the Ministry of Finance, Budget Office, IPPIS, and other relevant agencies to ensure the prompt payment of the arrears of the NiMeT staff. 3, that the NiMeT salary scale be reviewed by the National Income, Salaries and Wages Commission. 4, that within 4 weeks of this meeting, this matter will be resolved with the payment by paying the outstanding arrears to the NiMeT staff. The labor union have decided to suspend the impending industrial action stated for Monday, 28th May 2024. Is going on. The labor union has agreed to work in harmony with the DG and management of NiMeT in carry out their day-to-day activities. That this committee thank the management of the NiMeT for all the efforts they are taking to ensure that the welfare of NiMeT staff are taken care. This committee also appreciates and salutes the efforts of the various unions that have been part of this meeting for over 9 hours.
There is nothing that will make me happy than the happiness of the people. And we're happy that that is what we're all here for. We're also having the trust in you, because everything is built on trust. And why there is a breakdown of all this, because there is a loss of trust. But we are having an absolute trust in you. 4 weeks.
They want 4 months.
No, 4 weeks. The next 4 weeks. That is 1 month from now. NiMeT staff will snap. We're also assuring you of our cooperation with management of NiMeT, that in any capacity they want us to also assist in doing this, we're always ready, because the people are our people, and so their happiness is our happiness. And NiMeT, for us, when NiMeT is progressing, we also believe that our people will also progress along. We want to thank you for this opportunity. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Immensely thank you. It's only because of your wisdom that we are here. I want to also sincerely thank the members. And it's been a productive day, even though we have to be here. Many of us wanted to see the match, but at least I think this is better than we are here. I've also thanked the union, actually, we spoke outside, that, you know, as much as we are talking about strike, it's also an opportunity. This has presented a good opportunity for us to share with the National Assembly our problems. At the end of it, you understand what we are going through. So I thank you for your patience, and I thank the union also for their, discernment to understand that the National Assembly, for being here, you're here for the nation. So, so that at the end of it, we will all be, the entire meeting will be productive. So I thank the union, I thank you, and I thank the management team, and I also have to tell you that the work starts from here. We will not fail you, we will not disappoint you based on what is been agreed or what is being resolved. We will not disappoint you, and we will not disappoint you. Thank you.
Thank you.